Who believes that this isn't an attempt to bypass Kim Foxx? Because we know Kim Foxx, she just loves her some thugs. She will not prosecute. She just won't. And it's the biggest story in the country, but no one's covering it except for us. This woman will not prosecute criminals, son criminals in Chicago. Murderers, carjackers, robbers, violent assaulters. She refuses to do it. And not only will she, it's not like she'll give them a light sentence or ask for, lessen their charges. She'll completely throw the cases out. So that's the biggest story in the country, that this violent city of Chicago has a prosecutor, Cook County prosecutor Kim Foxx, refuses to punish the criminals, not even play hardball with them, not even get tough with them. Not like, she just won't prosecute them. And no one's talking about it. I think this plan is cool to sue the gang members. I think it sounds like a good idea. Chicago's too much of a liberal place, though. I don't think they'll stand for it in Chicago. Mayor Lightfoot, she's a lawyer. She went to law school at University of Chicago. She knows the legalities of these things. I think, it may be prudent. It may be legal to do this. She would know better than most of us. However, will the white libs in Chicago, look at this as some kind of like, well, they don't have any money, so, they're already disenfranchised. They're already 5 times more likely to be in poverty, and then you're taking their money. And will they play the violin for these thugs? Yes. So it's more than likely that this will not get any traction. But our friend Kim Foxx, she gonna do what she do. And if this thing doesn't work to bring some justice for the families of these dead and injured people in Chicago, then maybe they'll have to try something else. But at least now they're trying to do something, because the prosecutor refuses to do her job. There's nothing you can do. It comes from a different place. Whereas you try to give lengthy sentences and put more cops on the street. Those things, that's what we saw from the 94 crime bill until the wokeopolis of 2020, which was about, let's say, 26 years. Those were still very violent years. The murder rate went down, the violent crime rate went down, but it was still well above all of the other developed countries in the world. So now you have a situation where the wokeopolis has happened, and it's a different energy, man. It's not like it used to be. These people, they not only have the I think, inherent inclination to commit crime, or to be, not commit crime, but just antisocial behavior. You have all the other things, the single parent homes, all the other stuff, right? Now you have them emboldened. Now you have them where it's their entitlement. Now you have it where they feel like they're entitled. They're a victim. They're the victim. They're entitled to resist arrest. They're entitled to fight with cops. They're entitled to commit crime because you told them that, this country is racist to its core and it's doing everything it can to hold them back. So they're not only what they were before, but now they're entitled. So I agree with the Civil Liberties Union, man, and I know that's not the reason they said this, but there's nothing you can do. You can't stop it. If you have any suggestions on how to stop this, please get in the comment section. Tell me. I'd love to hear your suggestions.
Gang violence isn't slowing down here in Chicago. That said, the city has a potential plan.
Right now, Mayor Lightfoot is pushing for this new plan that would take gang members and put them into court. We've got Joni live right now at City Hall with the details. The city of Chicago also looked at this years ago. Joni, do we know anything about, then and compared to now?
It's not a new idea, that's for sure, Anita. Other administrations have tried to pass this ordinance dating back to Mayor Daley, and so it's coming before the City Council today as a new strategy. Police deal with gangs all the time, and they feel like this could make a difference. And Mayor Lightfoot is saying the city must add this strategy because Chicagoans are living in fear. Under the proposed ordinance, city attorneys could take gangs to civil court and seize the assets acquired through gang activity. Mayor Lightfoot says it would interrupt the gang's leadership and structure by taking away their profit motive. Lightfoot says it's another strategy to deal with criminals who do not value life, and they keep killing indiscriminately.
We're going to do it constitutionally. We're going to make sure we don't violate anyone's rights. But gangs are out of control in this city, and we're going after them to hold them accountable.
Now, this is much different than it is in other countries. Nigeria, the Philippines, for example. In the Philippines, I think they've killed something like 27,000 drug dealers in the last few years. Because they send death squads out to just kill them. They don't arrest them. They just kill them. And here in America, this terrible, institutionally racist country, right, where it's just so bad and it's the worst place ever. Even criminal thugs who kill indiscriminately and rain terror on communities, you still have to make sure you don't violate their constitutional rights when going after them. And in the Philippines, I promise you, in other countries, they don't care about. There's no constitution. Once you start doing stuff like this, and I'm not saying those other places don't have crime. Like I told you, they killed 27,000 drug dealers in the Philippines the government has in the last few years. So I'm not saying that, obviously they have crime if they had to do that. But the way you can fight crime is far less restrictions on the government, what the government can do to fight crime. And people in this country, if you just were to talk to the average American, you would think this was the worst country in the world. You would think this was just the worst place ever, the way you hear Americans talk about America. And I know this is not the ideal example to prove America's greatness, but if these guys, they have to make sure, because if one of these thugs gets punched, or if one of these thugs gets sued, and there's one technicality, one I not dotted, one T not crossed in the paperwork, it's going to be deemed as racist, and all sorts of groups and activists are going to come after the local Chicago government on behalf of the thugs and criminals that are killing indiscriminately and terrorizing the community. On top of the fact that they just have those basic rights. But their rights will be enforced, and it will be like those groups are gonna let you know these guys have rights. Can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. Whereas in a place like the Philippines, all these guys would be it'll be a mass grave. They would have thrown all these guys in a mass grave somewhere. You wouldn't have heard nothing about it. And you wouldn't have said nothing about it. Because over there, the people think like good riddance. Shouldn't have been into that stuff. And they have far fewer opportunities over there. And the people are still like good riddance. They shouldn't have been into that, shouldn't have been committing crime. And over here where you have all the opportunity, where a guy like me, and any guy, and if I can do it, you can do it, can make a YouTube channel and do everything from his cell phone. And so many other guys that do this. And this is just one genre, one lane of millions of lanes to make money in the United States. It's very interesting, man, that, you know, America has this kind of like bad name in this low rank as far as a great country amongst Americans.
We're going to do it constitutionally. We're going to make sure we don't violate anyone's rights. But gangs are out of control in this city, and we're going after them to hold them accountable.
And those are the concerns of the critics. This type of ordinance has been raised in Chicago before. The critics say that police have enough broad powers to seize property, and that this would give them more power to seize as much as they can. That is one concern of the ACLU. That new ordinance is being introduced at City Council, which starts at 10 a.m. Reporting live at City Hall, I'm Joni Lum. Now over to Terrence.